thought I'd do a little bit of a vlog, and I've not really done many longer form videos, but if you're interested in 3D mapping, drone work and everything in between, this is the video for you. Currently on our way up to a piece of land that we're going to use the DJI Mini 5 Pro. Comes under all of the regulation in the UK for not needing drastic amounts of permission and air traffic control, clearance and all the rest of it. We're going to take that up to a piece of land that we've got a chance to potentially invest something in for the long term. We've got to do a little bit of sort of pre-investment checks and due diligence to make sure that, one, the land is appropriate. The area around it's quite remote, so we need to make sure that the access, so public transport, the routes to the park and everything like that, can be brought into one cohesive environment for this project. So the idea is, before we get investment, we've got to do this due diligence, and seeing as I've got the drone here and I've been interested in the 3D mapping, I'm going to do this as a 2D map. For the Mavic 4e, you are looking £7,000 to £8,000, whereas the Mini 5 Pro, you're looking between sort of £900 and £1,100 for a brand new Fly More combo for a drone that on paper has got a lot more features. It's just not specifically made with the exact specification for 3D mapping. So I've not yet found a use case for the Mini 5 Pro that I would be able to justify the significant price increase of the Mavic 4 Pro properly just yet. We're getting to that point with the level of videography that we're doing otherwise, but it's a pretty high level drone, especially for the size of it. So follow us along. I'm on my way up there now. I'll show you the waypoints that we've pre-configured in the house before I've left on the controller, which is another great efficiency tool. Bit of due diligence when we get there, make sure the elevation's right, the height's right, the speed's right. But other than that, we're relying on the wind not taking it, and we're having no trees that are about 50 metres tall, which if there is, I'm going to be mind blown. We have arrived at said location. Now, when I open this up, we can now see that we have the waypoint mapped out on the controller. It says it's going to take from the start 4 minutes and 8 seconds to take everything that we want and hit every milestone, and it's approximately 635 meters in length, this run. Nothing from what I can see looks like it is at 50 meters, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to step out of the car. I'm going to put the little tripod on the Osmo, so I'll stand that up, we'll take the drone off and we'll sit down. We'll maybe just do a little bit of a talk through while that's doing that. What a location, mind. That's a lovely pitch. So where we're going to take it off from, pick a nice space that's open, no obstacles, that the drone is going to find it ultimately as easy as possible to navigate. But there we are. Stick that on there now. I've got my hands free. Now we'll bring that in, where the issue we've got there is the gimbal hasn't pointed down, and to do the 2D map we need the gimbal and the camera to be taking photos at every 5 seconds while it's facing down all the way around the perimeter. When we get back to the office, we stitch them all together and it creates that 2D map of the environment. But this is the drone coming back down now, as you can see in there. I'll bring itself down. So if we come down here now, should bring that nicely down to exactly where it landed from. Now this is the first time of a 2D map, so we are just bringing that back now simply to go back to the settings of this waypoint, click over to the side, and what we want to do is find out where we can implement the gimbal tilt. We need to apply this one at 90 degrees. We're going to apply that to all waypoints. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. Now again, we can go back, little point there, we'll go next and go. And now when I press continue, that drone should now take off into the sky and set back off on its mission. as so. When we do things like this is so easy to facilitate. And we're now just setting this drone away, so it's going to work. It's going to work its way up and do exactly as it's told at the right elevation. And I can see from what I've took on the drone, what I can see on here, that elevation is going to be absolutely more than sufficient. We could probably even come down a few meters. We've just got to hold off that for the next 6 minutes, those dark clouds don't start raining. And now, not sure what you'll be able to see on there, but hopefully we can see something. I could really screen record this from the controller and implement that in the corner of the screen for you to see. I'll now implement that somewhere down here so you can watch what's happening on the controller, should you have chosen to stay with us this long. If you guess where this is, comment in the description and we'll give you the first month's access free if you're the first one to get it right. Just remember that there. Now the trick is with mapping, we've got to make sure that at least 50% of all of the images overlap. So the key thing is consistent altitude, consistent speed, with consistent images being taken, so they all overlap. Keep that all consistent, generally 9 out of 10 times that will come out in a very, very nice format. It'll give you a nice result and it will stitch everything together in that 3D map nice enough to give us a really good model, essentially, like we discovered at Penshaw, to be able to analyse that data. Not only the physical visual data, but we've got the geo data of exactly where it's at, the altitude it was taken and everything else surrounding the drone and its purpose. Just got to hope that I've made the waypoint overlap enough. And that's judging off the height being right, the elevation being right, and everything in between. But the quality, from what I can say, you can't physically complain at the quality that's shown on here. You can see hopefully on the bottom right of the screen, where I'm showing the overlay from the drone, you can see that the clarity, the colour and everything, considering that we are stood currently in 22 to 23 mile an hour gusts at one of the highest points in County Durham, this micro drone's handling every part of it absolutely sensationally well. I'm hoping these are overlapping, however, I do feel like some of these lines might be slightly too far apart, so it might need a second seeing to where we're a little bit more conscious of the route that we plan. Anyhow, the clips are there, and when I merge them all together, hopefully this isn't going to take up 3/4 of your day, like it has mine. So hopefully we'll see it on the next one. Once we're happy with one, we'll give you the thumbs up, we'll go back, we'll edit it, and we'll show you the end result. So we're just about to finish the route. It should now fly to home. You see that map the route out and come straight back to where it took off. Let's stop these photos being taken. And that's that. So we're back in the car now. I'm just packing the drone away, and it seemed to go all right. Can't really see till we get back, because I haven't had an awful lot of time today. So I can't really see whether the results have shown up okay until we get back to the house, flash it in the computer.
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds. Press any button on aircraft to cancel.
So yes, can't see any results as such till they get edited, but that is where we are off to next. Fingers crossed we're on to a winner and I don't have to do a revisit, but if I do have to do a revisit, I'll be coming up when we are not strapped for time over the next week, and hopefully get a few holes in on the course as well. It is right next to a golf course. Those of you who have seen or realised where we are, good luck. First month's access, we'll see it till we know what it is, will be completely free to the first person who guesses what we are in the process of building. So, the next clip, we'll travel home, we'll lash it into the computer and we'll show you the results.